Why do some businesses succeed and others fail? How did the small businesses of yesterday become the big names of today? What secret is there behind growing a successful business? Find out from the pioneering entrepreneurs behind successful businesses in Ghana on Secrets of Business Success, SBS, right now on Umpuntu Bofo.
I wanna rule my destiny.
Erata, in the first place, we had the Erata Hotel. That is where we started. That is back in 2002. And I have a passion for cars.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to bring cars from the US and other part of the world. And I used to give it to those dealerships on those days on Achimota Road, Achimota Head. That's where a lot of people were selling cars. So I used to bring it to them and those guys were selling them.
Okay.
Yeah, but I found out that most of the garages, it's like when you go to a garage, you see all the cars over there belongs to different people.
Okay.
Yeah, and the guarantee about you, the customer buying the car, it's like you don't, when you have a problem, you can't go to the person you bought it and get the car, like something, if there's something you have to negotiate again, you can't get it.
Okay.
And I foreseen a lot of problems in that sector, so I decided that no, I need to set up a garage, a used garage, just like any other garage in the overseas that you go and see that this is a used garage owned by one person and it's excellent. Yeah, that is why we came up with this concept, yes.
Oh, okay. So is Erata Hotel part of a business? Or?
Yes, Erata Hotel is my first business that I set up here in Ghana. And after that, we set up I set up the Erata Motors. We have an estate, we do development, and we do other businesses here besides that. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So what other services do you provide here?
At Motors here, we now do car washing. That when you come here, you want to detail your car, make it wash. We do that, and also we do the tire servicing. We are very soon going to start servicing of the cars. Like if you want to change oil and those kind of things, very soon we're going to start it over here.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have the vision also to open other branches within Accra. You see, when you go to America to buy cars from dealerships, and you calculate the duty on the cars and bring them here, your cars will be too much expensive. In Ghana here, people want cheap things and also they want the quality. So our motive was we won't sell brand new cars and we won't sell too much old cars. We come in between. So the in between must be a very competitive price. So I just decided that then I must find a means of getting a sources that I can get a car cheaper in America. Yes, and by God so doing, I was able to get a company like a dealership or an auctions that any other company in America will stand to compete with the big companies. That's where we all buy our cars. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the average age of the cars that you sell here?
At least cars that within 5-6 years.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you've been in the business for a while. For somebody, a young entrepreneur out there, looking at Erata Motors and want to venture into the kind of business you are into, what are some of the pitfalls? What are some of the challenges that you faced that you didn't anticipate?
One, the challenges are, you see, selling cars is capital intensive. And one thing I've realized that you can never do car business with loans. If you are a young guy or you have acquired a loan from the bank and you want to set up car business, you will lose. Because a car might be sitting down for a year and nobody will buy it. So if you have a car sitting down for a year and you already paid interest, like you paid clearing charges, and you paid the owner of the car in the States, or you ship the car, the whole car is yours and it's cost. So if you are doing with like loans, you can't survive. That one is totally out. So what I would advise is that you must make sure that you have your own money that you think, yes, it's my own money, then the risk is not too much for you. Yeah.
So if you are talking about capital, how much do you think you should have at least
This is a big money. Figures, like, and you see cars, but you have more than about 100 cars, including Land Cruisers, Prados, Highlander, Picanto, Kia Sportage, name them.
Right.
Sonata, Camry, all these cars, Yaris, and Elantra. We have a lot of cars here. So if you count all these cars and like you come out with the figures, it's a big sum of money. Yes.
Do you think there are other business avenues within this industry that is untapped that people can?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of businesses within this industry that you can do. You see, it's difficult sometimes when your car has a problem, how to know that this is the problem of my car. There's a software that you can buy, and if somebody is like this guy, a lot of guys say IT and so forth, you have one software, it won't cost you so much, you study it, and your thing is, when somebody has a problem with a car, let me have the car, we'll tell you what's the problem with, before you tackle it. Because a lot of our women especially, they don't know anything about cars. So when the car is making small noise, they will take it to a mechanic. And the mechanics will just charge you, your distance is this, your alternator is this. Meanwhile, it's no alternator. So a lady doesn't know anything. You just pay the money.
Right.
Yeah. So if you can you set up a small corner, you have your machine, and you let people know that when you have a problem, before going to do the problem, bring it here. I will do this. Yes, for you. So people will just bring their car. Before sending the car to mechanics, he knows what the problem is. These are some of the things. No, the people doesn't do it here. Yes, and also like some parts, and there are so many things that people can do, and we have even thought about very soon when we do the oil changing, we're gonna bring the machine to do that kind of servicing also. But if somebody really want to do business and you set up, you have your small corner, you set up, you want to do mechanics and so forth, you can make money because. Like these big companies who are doing maintenances and making you go there and they charge. If your car stay there for even a day or two and you don't pick it, so that they charge you.
Right.
Yes, and sometimes they charge on the labor hours that the person will be spending on the car. So people are finding it difficult to go there. But if they get alternate, that no, I can get the same service here with maybe half price or 2/3 of the price. Why? People will come to you. Everybody knows at least nobody has. Millions of cities that you want to just waste it.
Right.
Everybody want to do business or want to save money, so they always want alternate and a cheaper price. Yeah.
In your opinion, do you think you need a certain kind of business ability to do business in Africa or Ghana as compared to other countries?
Yeah. I think you need. The whole thing is, I have been doing business in Japan for about 14 years. And the business that I was doing in Japan, we're selling clothing, sneakers, and shirts, t-shirts, and those kind of things, sportswear. You can have a shop there. You take all your stock and everything will be moving the way you want it, but not in Ghana. Ghana or Africa, I'm sorry to say this, we are different people altogether. Yes, and until we change our mentality, things will be difficult, because the way I see Ghana or I see Africa, people are like always smart, wanted to make themselves within a short time. When you give opportunity, a chance to anybody, he will steal you. When you try, no, everybody wants to be like you within a short time. You see, that is why these Lebanese come to Ghana and they survive. They bring their own people, being the cashier, being this all key places. And they will employ our black guys to work under them, so that things will always go the way they want it. Yes. Otherwise, if you come to Ghana and you don't study, and maybe you're from overseas, you say, oh, the way I do things, I can put my checkbook here, I can do this and so forth. Before you realize, even your checkbook, some people go and withdraw all the money you have in your account. Yes, if you go to court, big companies, they hire somebody, give him before you realize the person is putting up a house in his hometown, before you realize he's doing this, he has sponsored his brother to overseas, he's doing this. What is all this? So, to be in Ghana, you have to study well, to know what it takes, how people behave, and a whole lot. Otherwise, you will pack your things within a short time and go back. It's not Ghana that you can say, I have workers working for me, so you go and stay somewhere for 1 month, holidays and so forth. No, forget it. Yeah. Yeah. If you want your business to establish, initially when you can make sure things are the way you want it, you get the trust. You can get trustworthy people to work with. Yes. If you're lucky, you can get trust, but still, it is serious in this country.
Right.
Yeah, the mentality has to change. We have to change our mindset.
You mentioned earlier that you need money to start this kind of the business you are in. What are some of the creative ways, creative methods you can do to get money to start your business?
Okay, that's a very good question. You have to go and work under somebody. You have to work, just prepare your mind that you are working and that servicing you're doing, you are going to render your service, get money. After you do that and save money. Yes. Because if you go in to get a loan, if you're not lucky to have your father or parents who are rich to just give you money, the only thing you have to work. You can't go and steal, you can't go and you can't go and borrow. You work and I have worked. Even before Japan, before starting my business, I worked for 3 years with a company before starting my business in Japan. And as I worked here in Ghana, all these things are things that you go through to know some managerial skills, to learn from people, how people behave. Yes. If you don't learn, no, there's no way you can just start from 0 and get to 10. No. Everything you have to go through a process. There are so many people who does things the way people want him to do. It's like when you start a business. For me, for instance, I have all these cars are mine. I imported them. I can use whatever I want. I can buy any car that I want, like park cars in my house and so forth. But I think that it's not necessary, because if you are in business or if you start a business and you use the profit margin that you're making, buy cars, go and do things, you start building, you start doing this, it will always bring you down.
Okay.
So what you need to do is that you make sure if you have any extra money to do something, money that won't affect your business. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, now I'm a car dealer and all my friends are riding this car, so quickly you go and buy it. No. It's a big mistake. Yes, it's a big mistake. You must always know where you are going, that it won't affect your business, because the business is what is going to make you more rich. Okay. So you make sure things work on well there. Let me give you for example. In Japan, I was having 4 shops, and the 4 shops that I was having, my house and to the location of one of my shops, I was living in Tokyo. Just it's about 15 minutes walk.
Right.
So I was not using car during entire of my business. I was not driving a car in Japan. You know what some of Ghanaians were saying? He want money to go and buy dwarfs. He don't want to chop the money. He would die, and some people will come and chop them and say, okay.
It's said that to be a successful businessman, you must be very mean. Some will say wicked, sometimes even ruthless. Do you agree with that?
No, not at all. You don't need to be mean to be successful. You don't need to be mean, and you don't. The thing is, when you are rich, or let's say when people get to know that you have money, the demands will come. From friends, from families, from all over, demands will come. So for me, what I did was, I know the family will be the first. So I quickly set up about 5 of my family members. Like you and your mother. Your mother said, I pick one boy. You, your mother, pick one boy. I pick them like that, and I brought them all to Japan. Yes, so that the idea of you always somebody bring me money, bring me from only one source, I wipe it straight away. So I brought about 5 of them to Japan. Yes. So that one was my first step that I did. And friends too, those that I think I can help them, you help them to set up. Yes. But the other things like churches and those kind of, there's nothing you go away with it. They'll be calling you, they'll be doing this. But when they come, you look at your means. Things that you can do. You don't need to do it so higher that because they are saying this person, this, that. No. I had an experience when I remember when I came to Ghana in 2002, and at that time my late wife, may her soul rest in peace. We're not going to church, but whenever I'm invited to a church, when I get there, at that time, we were sponsoring a lot of programs like Miss Malaika, Miss Ghana, and so Erata was popular. So when I go to a church, and they start announcing, we have somebody with their special businessman, then they make mention, and everybody will be looking at you. So immediately after church service, you see everybody wants your number. They want job. Hey, what kind of thing is this? Hey, can I face it? So it was like a big blow. So it gave me a setback when I had to go to church. Yeah, because whenever you have invitation to go for harvest, to go for whatsoever, that is the problems you'll be facing. So I pray that other pastors will learn and they will let members to know that if a wealthy man comes to the church, they should allow them to come do whatever they want to do with the church. If they want donation to do, they know they will see people, and if they are touched by the Spirit of the Lord, they will do it. Not to be a problem. I need a job because I've sent my application. He's not taking me, and that, no, nobody is there to do that. Yes, and I think that will really help. Yeah.
So, sir, can you tell us some of the creative cost-cutting measures that business advisors for starters?
You must not think that now you've started a business, so you have to eat at the restaurant. You have to go for lunch and come back 2 o'clock. You have to do this, that. You have to go to this. Yeah, there's so many things that when you set up your business, and you have to have a focus. Yes, these are some of the things that people make, and they make a big mistake. And friendships. Yes. If you spend so much time with friends, it costs a lot of business bad. Yes, right. You must have a focus. Friends, when a friend comes, you know how to handle him, how to do certain things. Yes, it's short. Necessary conversation. Somebody will stay with you for a long time, and we know what he's bringing. Yeah, let certain things be simple. Yes, and that will make you fast. Yes, I don't tolerate things like no. Like somebody will come to you. All the conversation doesn't bring you anything. You just come and chat and go. No, when they come talking to you, there's time for everything. You must know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, these are some of the things that cost. But people don't think, oh, how much? If you lose one customer, it's a big money. I want to create impression that it's not only the money that I want, but I want a relationship. I want the customer to be my friend, so that they will know that, oh, so you see, when you do that, sometimes your company will become the only company the person knows.
Right.
Like when you stay in a hotel and you receive very good service, when you are going back, that's the only hotel you always book. I have a hotel in Dubai. Whenever I'm going, I just call them straight away. And yes, I don't want to try any other place because it's a good hotel for me.
Right.
Yes, so that is how things work. Yes.
Okay. So in the midst of competition, like you said, whatever you start, somebody will copy one way or the other. How do you distinguish yourself from other competitors?
Yeah, it's the products. It's the product. You see, now right now, Erata Motors. People sell accident cars. They sell flooded cars. They bring cars that are when you buy, you go home, you have a big problem. Sometimes your engine will be in work within 4 or 5 months, and so forth. But we have said that we don't want to sell any accident car. Totally non-accident car, and flooded cars totally. So, and also like cars that are damaged. So most of our cars are pre-inspected in America before shipping them. Even when I buy it from the auctions have a sales. You have to buy it. You have a point that you buy pre-inspection fee, and they will do the inspection for you before you pay for the car. So the pre-inspection will tell you that, Eddie, this car that you are buying has that frame damage, has this. Do you want it? And I said, no, I don't want it. So I know everything about my car before buying it. Yes. So if you do that, you always get customers who have the trust in what they are getting from you.
Right.
Because there are so many people who have gone to other places to buy cars, to do businesses, and they have been failed, like they have been disappointed. So when they are coming to you, they know that no, now I'm coming to a good place. And I say to the glory of God, I have customers who has been coming here. They come with their friends. They buying car from their wife again. They want to buy. Everybody want to walk down here because they have got something good and they want somebody else to get the better thing. Yes. Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. So that is how the competition is. Yes.
Okay. It's amazing that there's so much wisdom residing in people like you, entrepreneurs with such great experience. You know, how can young ones who are so desperate for this kind of mentorship, get help from people like you, get the mentorship they require from people like you?
Oh, I would first say the word of God says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to, it's God who gives wisdom. Yes.
Okay.
Because I remember a time that I wanted to do my master's, and I discussed with one professor. He said, "You have Erata Hotel. You have Erata Motors. I, with my professor whatsoever, I can't even start a business. So I think you are wasting your time." And when he said this, I said, yes, that's true. Because it's like, it's God who has given me the wisdom. I wouldn't say I worked for myself, I did. No. It's God. I always ask God for a guidance in my life, how I can work things and make things work. So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of the young guys who wanted to do something good must have the fear of the Lord in them. Okay. Yes. And when they have the fear in the Lord, I think God will give them the wisdom, whatever you want to do. You get closer to people who have made it and how they were able to make it. It's very, very important. When you humble yourself in the Lord, when you study the word of God, you will be blessed.
But what about those who do not believe in God, but they're still successful anyway?
Yes, that's the point. You see, there is something that I've learned from the Bible. You see, like Muslims, they know how to give. Giving as a principle, it's given and it's a blessing. If you give, God will give you back. Those who know how to give, who are so like, they have the good heart, do the right thing, God bless them. Despite the fact that they are not the Christians. But there's a thing that he said, no one comes to the Father except by me. He didn't say no one becomes rich except by me. No. It's no one comes to the Father except me. But the blessings that he said, do this and I'll bless you, do this and I'll bless you. Everybody on this earth is God's child. So all the principles that is attributed to good things that you do and get the reward is applied to everybody. Yes. Air that we are breathing is not only for Christians. The sun is not only for Christians. Sometimes you're a Christian, you go and plant tomato, it won't yield. Yes. But the wicked one will get the fruits.
Finally, sir, what advice will you give to young ones out there wanting to be an Erata?
You should start hard work from anywhere you are. Just concentrate. Make sure you save money. The most difficult thing in this world is how to save money. It's the most difficult because sometimes you are sick and the money is there, you go and use it. Before you realize you come back to zero. Know how to save money. That this money, I'll be saving every month, this, every week I have to save this. Make money, you save money, save money. Money is power. When you talking about rich people will always become rich in the sense that because some of them, and some of us, has money sitting down. So when it comes to a point that somebody is selling his property, and before you go to the bank and get a loan and come, I will go to the person who needed money badly to do something, go and negotiate, get it cheaper. Before you come back from the bank, I've already got it. But if you don't have saved money there, you don't have money sitting down, you'll be losing all these things. So money is very, very important. Don't be always like, no more than I'll be rich, and say then I'll be no and a man, it's just a man, but those girls, no, boys, and those kind of life needed. You should ignore it at any stage of your life. Now, if I should tell you my age, I'm over 50 years, but you won't believe it.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's all by the glory of God. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're very
welcome. We are so grateful. You're very welcome. It has been a very, very insightful interview. We are so grateful. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.